Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reading some of my anticipated reads all week. I have 3 books in line right now that I borrowed from the Libby app and transferred to my Kindle, and it's kind of like going to be a whole reading on my Kindle for a week. I'm super excited. I already started one of the books, and it's actually going pretty okay. It's called Summer Girls by Jennifer Duggan, I think. I've read this author before. She is the reason why I'm reading this book because of the previous books I've read, and I was like, oh dang, I like her work. I like her stories, so why not like this one? Summer Girls is about 2 girls, Cass and Birdie. It's like a sapphic romance. Birdie is your rich girl influencer, the daughter of an influencer mom, and she is constantly in the spotlight. Everybody knows her business. She has pretty much no control of what she posts because her mom forces her to post all these things to put her life out there in the world and to put on this perfect front. Her dad is like this really rich guy who buys properties and houses, and that's as far as I understand about him and their family, but they own like a bunch of houses, and right now she's kind of in trouble and grounded because she crashed her ex-boyfriend's car, and it was live streamed and everybody saw it. Everybody took pictures. It happened at one of her dad's parties, and so her dad is like, okay, you're living with me at the beach house this summer and I'm going to give you a babysitter. And the babysitter is Cass. Cass and Birdie don't get along. Their fathers do get along really well. They have a good friendship, but they don't. And so that's as far as I'm at right now. That's kind of like the summary of it, and I think sparks are going to go flying. I'm not liking it much. I'm not really liking the writing style that the author chose for this book. It's very much kind of like you're writing in your own diary or you're writing a whole journal that maybe somebody's going to pick up and read. It's not my favorite writing style, but it's not working for me. I'm gonna continue it. I'm only 47 pages in. I started reading it yesterday and then I read some more this morning, but it's okay. I expected a lot more, not gonna lie. I was really excited going into this book, but hopefully it changes. If not, I might have to DNF this because I don't know, it's just the writing style is what's getting me. I really like Cass. She's very nice. She's very cool. She seems pretty independent. She's very smart. She's going to MIT. She's almost has a full scholarship, not quite. She makes sure she's on top of things. She has some good jobs. She's earning good money. Let's see how the story progresses. So let's get to reading. Alright, it is a little bit later now. Earlier I got interrupted reading because I had to go to the store and get some groceries for tonight's dinner, and then I came back. I had lunch, really late lunch, and now it's time to get back to reading. I am still pretty early on in the book. I did not get much progress. I'm on page 74 now. I want to get at least over page 100 today and hopefully finish this tomorrow. It's going pretty well, I would say. I definitely am starting to like it more. I think I just needed to get back past a certain amount of pages so that I can like get more into the book, but I'm actually liking it a little more. I love Cass. I love how she is handling the situation and how she handles herself and how hardworking she is. Birdie, she's gonna take a bit to get there to me. I don't really feel connected to the characters yet. I mean, we're still pretty early on in this book, but as of right now, it's going pretty well. Don't got much to say about it. And one thing about Birdie is she definitely cares what other people think about her because growing up in the spotlight and being a social media star, she is definitely caring about what other people think and does not want people to see her being grounded by her parents and being sent away to a beach house for the summer, having a babysitter, having to get a minimum wage job. It's crazy the life she lives and how she is perceived. And there's this one girl, I don't even know what her name is, Carrie? I think her name is Carrie. She like gets information on all these people and she spreads it to the internet. It's kind of like she's Gossip Girl or something, you know? And I hate it. I really do. It's like it's none of your business. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading and I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. It is currently the next day. It is Tuesday now, and I actually got a lot of reading done this morning. I actually read like at least 100 pages this morning. So now I'm on page 205. Last night I ended my reading at about page 115, I think. So almost 100 pages done. But I plan on finishing this today, so I'm gonna give myself about an hour to read, and we'll see where I am at that point. I'm really liking the story and our characters at this point in the book. Birdie is growing on me. She is kind of like, we're kind of discovering that she doesn't really know who she is outside of being a streamer and being on social media. Her mom is kind of like this crazy influencer mom who only wants her child to be on camera and cares about what other people think and doesn't want people thinking her daughter is holding a minimum wage job and is living in a beach town and is being seen by other people and is kind of like a regular towny person. So we're kind of getting Birdie's life from that point of view, but her dad seems to be very different. I really like her dad because her dad wants what's best for her and is actually trying to discipline her and teach her things that her mom would never. Cass is actually, I'm really liking her. I don't like how she's always complaining about the rich kids all the time, though. She very much has this like image in her head about them, how they're stuck up, they're so spoiled, that she thinks they don't really know much, that they're just dumb rich kids using daddy's money. I really don't like that she has. Okay, I understand how some people can have that view on rich kids, but honestly, that's not the full story, and Cass is just not was not letting Birdie have the upper hand. Cass was not really fair with Birdie, especially in the view she had on her. And as the story progressed, we get more of Cass kind of seeing that Birdie is not like all these rich kids where they have no compassion, they have no empathy, they don't take interest in things that are beneath them. And she's seeing this side of Birdie that the cameras don't show. So, of course, she's like, what the heck? Like, you're supposed to be this, and that, like I thought you were. Like, you're supposed to be the certain way that I thought you were. You're not supposed to make me like you. And Birdie and Cass's relationship actually flourished. And as of right now, they're together. They're doing really well. They're actually getting along really well. I don't know how the rest of the story's gonna go. They'll at least have like 130 pages left. Don't know what's gonna happen. It could all blow up and reconcile, but I hate conflict. So, we'll see. So I did not end up getting at least 100 pages in. I made it to page 259. I don't even know if I've been reading for an hour. I've been reading for like maybe 30 minutes, but it's all blowing up. Cass is very upset and hurt because Birdie has been lying to her and tried to make all these like decisions about the relationship, and Birdie coming out to her friends and family again, like all on her own, and Birdie went about it all wrong, and now I don't even know if they're together anymore. Cass and Birdie are very complicated right now. Birdie's mom and best friend and ex-boyfriend who cheated on her showed up at her beach house unannounced, and it's it's crazy right now. I really hope in these last like 60 pages or so, or however pages are left, everything's going to be okay, which I hope it is. Guys, it is currently Wednesday now. Yes, last night I did end up finishing Summer Girls. It was actually a really good book. I really enjoyed the plot line. At the beginning, it was a little iffy. I would say the writing style was not it for me at first. I definitely did have to get used to it, but as it went on and the story started progressing and the plot started plotting, but as the story started progressing, as I started to get to know the characters more, I started to actually get into it and look forward to reading it. It was actually really nice. One thing that did kind of get me though was, so we're following Birdie and Cass and Summer Girls, and Cass is kind of like, she lives in a beach town where like a bunch of tourists and city people come for the summer and spend their time there, going out on boats, going to party, go to restaurants, all that stuff. But she lives there and grew up there, but she's not like them. She's not rich at all. Her family was always tight on money growing up. They didn't grow up with much. And her family started like this whole housing something coalition where they save houses from being bought out by these rich people who want to sell them for more money. And Birdie's dad is actually the rich guy who is trying to buy these houses and sell them for higher prices, which cause people to actually end up having to leave and move to a whole different place. That's what Cass and her family are trying to stop. But the whole reason that Cass and Birdie actually meet is because Birdie accidentally crashed her ex-boyfriend's car, and it was streamed on social media, and her mom got furious, and so did her dad. So they had to pay repairs. It was no big deal, just like $100,000. And she was sent away to the beach town to spend her summer there. No streaming, no posting on social media, no driving, and she had to be babysat by Cass. And the reason why Cass was her babysitter is because Cass knows her dad, knows Birdie's dad, and Cass and Birdie's dad are friends. They're like best friends. They talk really good together, they hang out together, but they kind of like work for two opposite things. But the relationship works. And Cass and Birdie used to hang out until Birdie's mom got into the whole social media streaming thing and kind of took Birdie away for herself so she could just focus on posting things and making stories and doing brand deals. So Cass always kind of resented Birdie for that. She didn't really know the full picture and still didn't know the full picture even when Birdie came into her life again. But let's just say they both fell for each other. They both also hated each other. I really hate how Cass took the whole thing because Cass was over here telling Birdie off like, "Oh, you're just another spoiled rich girl who doesn't even know how fortunate she is, who isn't even aware that other people can't afford the things she can afford." And that wasn't fair to Birdie because of course Birdie, she knew some stuff. She wasn't who Cass thought she was, and I just hated that Cass was always just hating on Birdie and saying these rude, mean things when she doesn't even know the full picture of Birdie's life. And Birdie was trying to make amends. She was trying to actually care, but Cass was like, "No, you don't care. You just want this for how it can benefit you." And I just hated that Cass wasn't giving Birdie a chance, not even to explain herself, or even like she didn't even believe that Birdie can actually have true, pure, good intentions with helping out Cass at their coalition with charity projects or things like that, you know? So that's one thing that kind of was like, okay. But as the story progressed, I really enjoyed it. Birdie and Cass did have their upside downs, especially from their two backgrounds. One grew up a little poor, the other grew up with endless amount of money, and you can definitely see their differences. And at the end, of course, they reconciled. Jennifer Duggan did a really good job. I don't really know what I'd rate the book, maybe a 3.5. I just know the writing style wasn't fully for me. It did kind of climb up there, maybe a 3.75. I don't really quite want to give it a 4 because I feel like it doesn't really deserve a 4. But I'm gonna say for now 3.75. I'm gonna add it to my Fable, and that marks my first book of July done. I actually finished it on July 1st, which is insane. So that's my first book of the week done, and it is only Wednesday. This morning, I actually started Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I am so excited to actually start this book. I got it on the Libby app and transferred it to my Kindle. I am so excited. I saw Sarah Crowley read the Beartown trilogy. I think it's a trilogy, and she loved it. I think she rated Beartown like a 5 stars. And I was like, okay, I'm reading this book. The way you loved it, the way you're like describing it, the way it made you feel, I want that for myself. So I started it this morning. It didn't go too well though because I made it 7 pages in and then I took a nap at 9 a.m. Yeah, so I was really tired this morning. And I tried to read it more, but I was kind of getting distracted, so I'm kind of not giving it justice. I'm on page 9 of 430 pages. So I think I might read that one along with starting Powerful, which is a novella off of the Powerless trilogy, and I'm so excited because it was available on my Libby app, and so I also transferred it to my Kindle, so I might start reading that too because I want to get to Fearless. But the bomb that was dropped at the end of Reckless, I need to know what's going on. Oh my gosh. The Oh my gosh. I actually have my reaction of reading Reckless, and oh, I don't know if I should add it here. I'll probably add it to this video. But It was insane. I need to read Fearless. I really do. But anyways, let's get back to reading. All right. Hi guys. It is now currently Thursday, July 3rd. Oh my gosh, it's already the 4th of July tomorrow. Anyway, it is July 3rd now, and I did not really read much yesterday. I think the book I picked up, which was Beartown, I don't think it was really grabbing my attention at the moment, and also I wasn't really giving it a chance because I was also getting distracted a lot while I was trying to read it, and I also did fall asleep reading it. Not because it was boring, but because I was really tired and I was laying down on the couch, so of course that did not help with sleepiness taking over. But I actually ended up transferring Powerful the novella to my Kindle and I started it today. I'm actually on page 30 and the page 30 of 254. I'm so excited to be reading this book because it is Adina and this other guy named, we're going to call him Mac, which is what he goes by in the book, but it's like he has like a much longer name and I don't want to butcher it, so we're just going to call him Mac. But it follows Adina and Mac. I'm so excited to be reading about Adina because Adina was one of my favorite characters in Powerless and I just love her character. She is so sweet, she's so kind, she's so caring. I love her like energy and what she brings to the table because I don't know, she was just great for Peyton and I love the way Peyton described her, and I definitely shed tears for Adina in Powerless, and it was just, I'm just glad she got her own book and that Lauren just realized how important and valuable and great Adina is to write her own book for her. So I'm super excited to be reading this book. I think I'm going to continue Beartown. I'm going to try to give it another chance to see if I can get into it. If not, save it for another time for when I'm more interested because I do want to give that book justice and read it when I actually want to read it and not just read it begrudgingly and give it a bad review. So I don't want to do that to the book. So I'm gonna still read both of those. I might start a third one. It might be crazy of me to start a third book, but oh well. I guess I'm crazy. There's this psychological thriller that I want to start. I think it's called Pretty Girls, and it seems pretty good. I kind of forgot the whole plot, but I could really go for a thriller right now, so I might start a third book too. But we'll see. I'm gonna get back to reading. I'm gonna go eat dinner. We're gonna see if I can get another book done by the end of the week. Alright, hi guys. So I've been reading Powerful the novella. I have actually not picked up Beartown since like did I pick it up yesterday? I don't think I picked it up at all yesterday. But I'm now currently on page 132 and it's actually going really well. Oh my gosh, I definitely love the way Lauren Roberts writes her men. I like Mac in this book, he's like our mailman character in the book. Oh my gosh, the way he describes Adina, the way he talks about her, the way he feels about her, it's just like Mac. I love Mac. He is amazing. I'm really liking their relationship right now. Now they're actually doing really well. They're talking about each other's backstories and a little bit about each other. Adina just got called up to the palace to be Peyton's seamstress, and Mac went to the palace dressed as an imperial because Dina sewed an imperial suit for him so he could get into the palace and get to one of the contestants because Hera, which is one of the contestants in Powerless, is actually his cousin, so he wants to get to her and say his goodbye or like save her from the purging trials because he feels that he owes that to her since she protected him and made sure he was safe all his life. And I'm really liking Mac and Adina. Like, this storyline, I'm really enjoying it. I really like I love Lauren Roberts and her writing. I'm so sad that the series is coming to an end because I think this is like all the books that she has out at the moment, and I'm just so sad because after I finish Fearless, like, what else am I gonna read? Like, I love Lauren Roberts' writing so much. She is so amazing. I'm super excited. I could finish it today, but I'm actually going to the movies to see the new Jurassic Park movie with my family, which, happy 4th, by the way. Hope maybe I'll get more reading in afterwards, but Right now I'm on page 132. I only have like 120 pages left, so I'm really excited to keep reading. Hi guys! So as you saw, I put into my Fable app, I finished Powerful and Summer Girls, and that's the only two books I got to read this week. Beartown did not work out quite well, and I never ended up starting the thriller that I had also on my Libby app, but that's okay. I got two books done in a week, which I never really do, so that's good. To sum up Powerful, I went for a walk and that's when I finished Powerful, and I did not expect it to be as short as it was. I knew it was like less than 300 pages, but I thought it was like at least more than 250. While I was editing, I actually realized I did not summarize Powerful, so here's my summary. So, Powerful is about Adina. It follows Adina and Mac's story. Adina met Mac during the time that Peyton was a participating in the purging trials, and it follows their story of how they met, them getting to know each other, and them falling in love. And it's really short. It's just like a little novella, part of the Powerless trilogy, and it's so short and sweet. It's so cute. I love Adina. I'm so glad she got her own book, and I really love Mac. I'm just glad that we got to have more of Lauren Roberts' writing because I really love her writing style. If you haven't read Powerless, like spoiler warning, but Adina's death came so quick. And I was just like, I felt so bad for Mac because he had to watch it happen. He thought Adina was gonna come back to her and that he was just gonna go join her and watch the last purging trial thing. And I was like, but Adina deserved better. I loved her so much. This it didn't make me cry. I thought Powerful would make me cry, but it did not. But it was still so sad. Like why Lauren? But I'm not gonna rate it. It is a novella, so it is really short, but I feel like this is the type of book that I'm just not gonna rate. It's gonna hold a place in my heart, of course. It's part of the Powerless trilogy. And now I'm super excited because I get to start Fearless. I actually got Fearless and I'm super excited, but I'm sad because the series is coming to an end and after Fearless there's nothing else. It's the end. But I'm glad it's like a 500-page book because I have more to read. So when I get home from my grandparents, I'm actually going to start reading that. So to sum up this week's reading, I read Summer Girls and Powerful. Summer Girls, I actually settled on a 3.5. I know I said 3.75, but I'm going to settle on a 3.5. And I read Powerful, and I'm not going to rate it because it's just not the book that I feel like I should be rating, especially since it's so short and it's just a small part of a bigger series. So that's my week of reading this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to leave a thumbs up and maybe even consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.